This is the demo video for my final project, Raspberry Pi gesture control fan. Here I got the Raspberry Pi 4B Plus, Pi camera module, and a PWM enabled fan. The Pi camera was connected to the Raspberry Pi using the flagged camera cable, and the fan was connected using 3 jumper wires. So the yellow wire is the 5 volt, and the blue wire is PWM. So I configure this pin on Raspberry Pi to be the PWM output, so that it can send the PWM signal to the fan to change the speed. And the purple wire here is ground. Okay, now let me run the code and show you how it works. So the first thing you will notice is the program start a real-time video capture. And the fine is not working since the speed of the fine was initialized to be 0, and also since there is no hand detected in the video frame, the fine is not running now. So now if I put my hand in front of the camera like this, so in the video frame you can see it detects my hand, and especially it mark my like the tip of my index finger and my thumb, and it draw a line between these 2 dots, which is the distance between my 2 fingers. And in the command line you can see it returns the duty cycle I sent to the fan, or the duty cycle I set up on the Raspberry Pi GPIO pin. So as I change the distance, you can see the value also changes. The duty cycle value also change in the shell. And if I increase, the value will increase. So I set the maximum value to be around like 70%, since I don't want the duty cycle go beyond 100 or even close to 100, because if I go beyond 100%, it will throw me an error and the system will not working. So I choose the maximum speed or maximum duty cycle to be 70%. And now you can see the fan is working. And if I want to capture this. Okay, so if I increase, you can see the fine is increased. So if I reduce the distance, if I close my 2 fingers or like just keep them touched, the fine is not working. Since now the duty cycle is very low, it's around 4 or 5. Since there are still a very small distance between these 2 fingers, in the program I set if the distance is smaller than 10, it will consider it as 0, or it will make this fine stop working. Okay, so let me show you again, just to include everything. So now if you can see, I hope you can see the fan, it's not working. And on the screen you can see my 2 fingers are touched, so that means the distance are nearly 0. And if I increase the distance between my two fingers, you can see the fine now is working. And when I increase even more, since this fine it's really quiet, so it's hard to tell the speed of the fine, but it's changing the speed. So if I touch my two fingers, it's goes to zero. The speed of the fine goes to zero. If I increase, it start. Okay. Thank you for your attention. This is a code walkthrough of my final project. To begin with, I import some necessary functions, and then I set the PWM pin, followed by some GPIO settings. And here I configure this pin to be the PWM, and also set the frequency to be 200 Hertz. And then I set the duty cycle of the PWM to be 0, so that the fine will not working until it detects the hands. Here it's the hand detector class. We have some initialization function, and here we got a fat hands function. Basically, it finds hands in an image. And then we have the fingers up function. Basically, this finds how many fingers are up, and it will return a list. And also, finally, we have a find distance. Basically, it will find the distance between two points on the hand. So this is the main function of this program. So first, I start a video capture, and then I create a detector variable to store all the parameter of the hand detector. And while true, the program will keep running until the user interrupted using the keyboard. So inside the loop, first we will read the frame in the video, and then it will flip it. Personally, I think flipped video is more natural to work with. Um, and then I resize the frame, and I use the fan hands function in the detector to analyze the frame captured by the camera. And if the hands is detected in the frame, firstly I will there could be multiple hands in one video, so I will only take one, and also I assume the user will only use one hand to control the speed of the fan. And so in this LM list, it stores all the landmarks of the hands. As you see in my demo video, there are a lot of small red dots on the hand. So this list stores all the information. And I pick this specific landmark. The number 4 here means the fingertip of my index finger, and the X here it's the X coordinate. The Y here it's the Y coordinate. So now basically the X and Y is the coordinate of my index fingertip. And then I draw a green circle on my fingertip, and I do the same thing for my thumb, the tip of my thumb, and then I draw a line between these two dots. I calculate the length, and then I convert the length to duty cycle. And if the duty cycle is smaller than 10, that means the distance between two fingers is very small. In this case, I will change the duty cycle to be 0 to stop the fan. And if the duty cycle is between 10 and 70, I will change the duty cycle accordingly. If the duty cycle is greater than 70, I will just keep the duty cycle to be 70, because I mean, if the user's hands is too close to the camera, it could the distance could go over 100. Even though I converted, it still could go over 100. To avoid that happens, I just force this to the maximum value of the duty cycle to be 70. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.